Hello and welcome to lesson 2 of week 4. In this lesson, we are going to look at lists in HTML. My name is Mildred. Now in HTML, you can have a list of items, and we have 3 different types of lists. The first one we'll look at is the unordered list, written with the UL tag. Between the start and end UL tag, we specify the list of items we want using the li tag, written li like this. We want to have several list items. So let's say we want to have a list of subjects. So we can have 10 subjects and you want to create it in a list. When we say the list is unordered and we use the UL tag, it means that it doesn't have any specific numberings. It's used like dicks, circles, square, bullets, and things like that. And the default is dicks, which is just like a round black bullet point. And then you can change that default using CSS. So let's look at how we create a list. Let's say we want subjects. I'll say list item. Okay, so we have this list of items here. Let's refresh our page to see what we have. And we can see the list in bullets like this. We can change the numbering from bullets to, let's say, circle. Now this bullet is called dicks, is the default when we have no style specific. Now in the start UL tag, if you want to put any style, you use the style attribute, and then we want to set the style we want to set is the list style type, right? So we have a property called list style type, and if we don't want any bullet, we put none, and when I refresh, we will see none. If I want to change it, I have other range of values I can put here. I can put circle, and then we'll have dots, but this time not black transparent dots. And I want to have square, I can change this to square, and when I refresh, we have it square. So these are the values that this list style type property can take. Now the default is dicks. If you don't specify dicks, it will always be dicks. So that's the default of it. So this is for the unordered list. So anytime you want to have things that you use bullets for, we are using the unordered. You can have an ordered list and you want to have numbering, either 1, 2, 3 Roman numerals, letter of the alphabet. We used the OL tag. Now by default it is going to be numbered 1, 2, 3 like that. So when I refresh it is going to number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 serially. If for instance you stop this list to write a text on the page and then you start another list, we have an attribute that we can specify here to tell it where to start, right? So we know that the first one stopped at 5 and we want to continue from 6 for instance, so you say start 6, and when I refresh it will continue numbering from 6. Okay, we have a type attribute that we can use to specify the type. Now the default is numbers and we don't want it to be numbers, so we can use type is equal to, we want the uppercase letter of the alphabet, we use A, right? And let's remove this and let's refresh. So we have A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. Now we have this one that doesn't have a type here. The default is number, so we can see how this displays on the page. If we want it to be lower, you've used the lowercase letter to specify your type here, and you have the numbering to be ABC in lower. If you want it to be Roman numeral, you put I, and when you refresh it will be lowercase Roman numerals. If you want it to be uppercase, you put the I in uppercase, and then the Roman numeral numbering will be in uppercase like that. So there are many things we can do and other values that we can use for our list markers. We can use images, so if you want this to be like a check mark to tick, colors, but we'll look at that in the CSS course where we can change the list markers and what we want to use as our list markers. Another thing again is that the list item tag, li tag, can take anything, even links, mustn't be a text. You can put images, links, whatever you want to put as a list, you can put it there. And you see a lot of web applications or websites actually use the listing like this to create navigation bars where they use the unordered list, they set the bullets to none, and then they now apply style to this to be the navigation links for the page. We have another one that you won't see very commonly. We call that a description list. It is written with the DL tag like this. So when we just want to have a list of terms and their definitions, things like that, we use the DL tag. Between the start and end DL tag, we have to have the term DT tag. So we use this for the description term, and this is just like you having a heading for the term, and then we now have the description definition, the DT tag like this, and close DD. Okay, so let's say we want to write something like HTML, and then DD here we want to put week 1 and then we'll put some content for week 1, the same thing for week 2. So you see how we have these several DDs within the DL tag, and so we put week 2, week 3, and then we can define another term, DT, and let's say this is Python, and then we'll define the same definition here. Let's just take this, and when I refresh my page, we will see how this is. So we have the term and then the definition or whatever we want to write under the term. So that is it about the description list. So these are the 3 list types that we have in HTML. We have the unordered list, which uses bullets as list marker. We have the ordered list, which can use numbering or letters of the alphabet or whatever you want, Roman numerals, upper or lowercase, as list markers. We have CSS properties that we can use to change these list markers to be images or any other thing we want as a list marker rather than the default. And then we have the definition list like this, where we have a definition term and then the definition description for each of the term that we have there. So this is where we end this lesson. Thank you and see you next week.